Beloved listeners, welcome. You are not here by accident. You are here because somewhere deep inside, a quiet voice is asking a powerful question. Why does money feel so complicated, even when the answer might be simple? Because destiny often hides behind simplicity. Let me begin with a thought that may unsettle you for a moment. Some people earn more every year, yet feel poorer. Others earn modestly, yet sleep peacefully at night. The difference is not luck. The difference is not intelligence. The difference is structure. And tonight, we talk about a structure so simple that many ignore it, and so powerful that it quietly changes lives. Before we name it, let me tell you a short truth. We don't fail financially because we lack income. We fail because our money has no instructions. When money arrives without direction, it disappears without explanation. I've seen hard-working people, honest, disciplined, sincere, reach the end of every month with the same confused sigh. Where did it all go? That sigh is not weakness, it is a signal. Now, imagine this. Imagine if every dollar that entered your life already knew its purpose. Imagine if your income felt organized, calm, intentional. Imagine if money stopped being a source of anxiety and became a tool. This is where the quiet power of balance enters. Not balance as restriction, but balance as wisdom. There is a simple rule, 3 numbers, that teaches money how to behave. Not aggressively, not emotionally, but responsibly. Think of your income as a river. If it floods everything, chaos follows. If it is blocked completely, life dries up. But if it is guided into clear channels, it nourishes everything it touches. The first channel is survival. A roof over your head, food on the table, electricity, transport, the basic dignity of living. Too many people feel guilty spending here, and others spend blindly. Wisdom lives in the middle. You respect your needs, but you do not let them grow wild. The second channel is living. This is joy. This is rest. This is the coffee with a friend, the small trip, the moments that remind you why you are working in the first place. Without this channel, life becomes punishment. With too much of it, life becomes distraction. Again, balance. And then there is the third channel, the most neglected one, the future. This is where patience lives. This is where your older self waits quietly, hoping you don't forget them. Every time you save or invest, you are sending a message forward in time that says, I cared enough to prepare. Most people don't ignore the future intentionally. They are simply overwhelmed by the present. Bills shout louder than dreams. But structure softens the noise. When your money is divided with purpose, discipline stops feeling painful and starts feeling peaceful. I once watched 2 people with the same income take very different paths. One spent first and hoped something would be left. The other decided first and spent what remained. Years later, one had stories, the other had options. Options are freedom. This simple framework is not about numbers, it is about identity. It says, I am someone who plans. I am someone who respects tomorrow. I am someone who lives today without stealing from the future. And here is the most important part. This rule does not demand perfection, it demands consistency. Even imperfect structure beats perfect intention. In the next part, we will go deeper. How this balance trains your mind, reshapes your habits, and quietly builds wealth without drama, without stress, without obsession. For now, sit with this thought. Money does not need to be controlled harshly. It needs to be guided gently.
Good. Let us continue, slowly and honestly. Once structure enters your financial life, something subtle begins to change, not in your bank balance first, but in your mind. Because money is emotional before it is mathematical. When people struggle to manage money, it is rarely because they cannot count. It is because they cannot separate feelings from decisions. This is where balance becomes a teacher. When a portion of your income is calmly reserved for necessities, your mind relaxes. You stop guessing. You stop worrying if rent or groceries will somehow work out. Clarity reduces fear. Then comes the portion meant for living. This is important because joy, when planned, loses its guilt. Instead of impulsive spending followed by regret, you begin to enjoy intentionally. You spend without apology because it was already accounted for. And this does something powerful. It removes the urge to rebel. Many people overspend not because they are irresponsible, but because they feel restricted. When every purchase feels like a mistake, discipline collapses. Balanced freedom sustains discipline. Now let us speak about the future portion, the one that changes everything quietly. This part teaches you to delay gratification without feeling deprived. You stop thinking, I can't afford this. You start thinking, I choose something better. That shift builds dignity. Saving and investing become acts of self-respect, not punishment. Over time, something remarkable happens. You begin to trust yourself. You see money arrive, and you don't panic. You don't rush. You don't celebrate too loudly. You simply execute the plan. And execution, repeated month after month, is how ordinary people build extraordinary outcomes. I've seen individuals with modest incomes outperform high earners simply because they followed structure when others followed emotion. Structure compounds. It compounds confidence. It compounds calm. It compounds clarity.
And with clarity comes better decisions. You stop chasing shortcuts. You stop falling for quick wins. You stop confusing luck with strategy. Instead, you build something sturdier: predictability. Predictable habits create predictable results. Predictable results create trust, and trust creates peace. This is why wealth, when built correctly, does not feel frantic. It feels boring to outsiders, but boring is powerful. The world celebrates excitement, but fortunes are built in routine. This rule, this simple division of income, is not about being strict. It is about being honest. Honest about what you need. Honest about what you enjoy. Honest about the future deserves. And when you honor all three, none of them feel neglected. In the final part, we will bring everything together. How this simple balance shapes identity, protects you during storms, and leads not just to wealth, but to a life that feels whole. Now we arrive at the quiet truth that most people never hear. Wealth is not built in moments of excitement. It is built in seasons of consistency. By now you can see that this simple balance is not really about percentages. It is about alignment between who you are today and who you want to become tomorrow. When your money is divided with intention, your life begins to feel less chaotic. Emergencies don't break you because you expected them. Opportunities don't scare you because you prepared for them. Preparation is confidence in advance. This balance teaches you to think in decades, not days, to value sustainability over speed, to understand that slow progress, when steady, is unstoppable. There will be months when life tests you. Income dips, expenses rise, emotions get heavy. This is where wisdom matters. You don't abandon structure during storms. You lean into it. You adjust gently, but you don't give up the system, because systems save you when motivation disappears. And slowly, almost invisibly, you begin to change. You become calmer with money. You stop tying your self-worth to spending. You stop feeling behind when others show off. Comparison loses its power when your plan is working. This is one of the greatest gifts of structure: peace. Peace when you check your account. Peace when bills arrive. Peace when the future feels uncertain. You are no longer reacting. You are responding. And that difference defines maturity. So here is the deeper lesson behind this simple rule. Money should support your life, not dominate it. It should serve your values, not replace them. It should help you sleep better, not keep you awake. When income is balanced between needs, joy, and the future, life itself feels balanced. And from that balance, wealth grows naturally. Not loudly, not dramatically, but reliably. Before we close this journey, there is one last question to ask. Beloved listeners, let us end where clarity lives. We began with a question that troubles many hearts. Why does money feel heavy even when life should feel light? And we discovered that the answer was never hidden in complexity. It was hidden in balance. When you give your money instructions, it stops wandering. When you divide it with intention, it stops controlling you. And when you repeat this quiet discipline month after month, something extraordinary happens. Your life begins to feel steady. This simple balance between what you need, what you enjoy, and what you prepare for teaches you how to live without fear. It reminds you that the present deserves respect, but the future deserves care. You are no longer choosing between today and tomorrow. You are honoring both. And this is the true purpose of money: not to impress, not to rush, not to escape, but to support a life of dignity, growth, and peace. Remember this: you do not need a higher income to feel in control. You need a clearer plan. Small, consistent decisions made calmly will always defeat dramatic promises made in haste. So move forward gently. Spend without guilt. Save without fear. Invest without anxiety. Let your money reflect your values, and your values will shape your destiny. Because true wealth is not loud, it is stable, it is patient, and it feels like inner peace.